Hey everybody, what's going on? It is me, Heroic Bricks, and today I am back with another LEGO Superheroes review, and today I have one of the brand new LEGO Batman sets, and today I have the Mr. Freeze Batcycle Battle. This set has 200 pieces, it has a set number of 76118, and this set retails for $19.99. Now, I picked this set up at Walmart, but it should be available at multiple retailers by this point. The sets just came out on Monday, although at Walmart they came out like one day early, so I went on June 30th and picked this set up at Walmart, and I gotta say, I really do like this set. I'm kind of biased, but, you know, Batman's always my favorite. He will always be my favorite superhero, and Mr. Freeze is one of my favorite Batman villains, so when I heard that Mr. Freeze was coming in a small set, I was all on board, because Mr. Freeze doesn't really come in cheaper sets that often. The last set he came in that was like $20 was all the way back in 2013, so yeah, it's obviously been a while. Or no, it was the Lego Batman movie in late 2016. But still, you get my point. You know, we don't get a Mr. Freeze very often, so I always love getting a new Mr. Freeze. So, aside from Mr. Freeze, we also have Batman and Robin, and all of these minifigures are brand new, and they all are really, really cool. And then we also get two vehicles on top of it. But I think I've been rambling on for long enough, so let's get right into this review. Starting off with the first minifigure in this set, we of course have the Dark Knight himself, Batman. So this Batman figure is a major step up from the previous Batman variant that we got in the DC sets all the way back like winter of last year, a year and a half ago. And I gotta say, you know, I said that I initially never really liked the Rebirth style of Batman's costume in like the early days of DC Rebirth. I know he's kind of reverted back to a more like pre-New 52 type look, if you guys even know what I'm talking about. But I really do like this figure, and this is honestly probably my favorite Batman figure that we've gotten in the past couple of years. He's in the dark gray. I always love Batman when he's in like the gray-black color scheme. I really don't like it when he's just all black. That's just me personally, but you know, this Batman figure is awesome. So we have all this cool printing here on the torso. We have the gold accent around the bat symbol. I will say that was one of the things I initially did not like about the Rebirth suit, but now that we have a much better Lego figure with a better design of the Rebirth suit, I gotta say, it's starting to grow on me a bit. I love the belt printing too, how it's like black, but it's mostly gold accents all around, which is awesome. Then you have the standard muscle printing, and then I believe there are additional lines on the suits here, like underneath the bat symbol and going straight down the torso. And then if you flip his cape up, he does come with a spongy cape. So you turn him around, and you have that same like vertical line going down the back of the torso with the same belt design going along the back, and I believe these are also other lines on the suit, just to give it a bit more detail, but it is still really cool. And then underneath the cowl, we do have a brand new headpiece for Batman, where he has these goggles, kind of like how the I think it was, what was it, the tech suit, I believe, is what it was called in Justice League in the movie. I think it was called the tech suit or something like that. But Batman had goggles underneath the bat cowl, so that was pretty cool. And the printing on this figure, like on the face, is still kind of off. Batman's way too pale. He does look more like a vampire, but I gotta say, you know, it's fine, but I wish LEGO would stop trying to do this with minifigures. You know, we've had it on Batman several times. Well, not several times. They started doing it with Captain America, and they never stopped, and then they were trying to do it with Batman, still didn't work. But this is Batman's other facial expression, where he is smiling, and it's kind of weird because we don't normally get a smiling Batman a lot, so that's who he looks like with the cowl on, and I actually kind of like this facial expression more, oddly enough. And I don't know if it's because the head that I got is misprinted, but it seems like his eyes are like squinting more than normal with this facial expression, but I don't know. Maybe that'll be fixed in one of the other sets I buy, that maybe my Batman figure in the set I picked just wasn't like 100% like it should be. But it's okay though, I still really love this figure, but let's move on. The next minifigure that we get in this set is Robin. So this is the Damian Wayne version of Robin, and his costume is inspired by the DC Rebirth line of comics that are still out. And initially I never really liked Damian Wayne as Robin, but in recent years he's kind of grown on me more as a character. But it's, you know what, it's whatever. But I really do love this figure, and if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the only set where you can get Robin. Because he doesn't come in the Batwing set, he doesn't come in the Batmobile set, and I don't think he comes in the Batcave. I might be wrong on that. But, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I might be wrong. But, you know, Robin is still pretty cool. I kind of wish that instead of just giving us the shorter minifigure legs, that we got the new, like, black articulated short legs. They're coming out in the Harry Potter sets. I actually do have a couple of those that I'm going to do reviews on later. But this Robin figure is still really cool. I love the torso printing. The face is fine in my opinion. I still kind of prefer the Damian Wayne head that we got like back in the 2014 set, but you know, it's still good. I think the spiky hairpiece is fine for Damian, and this is his alternate facial expression where he has the angry expression, and Damian's kind of an angry guy. If you guys don't know anything about him in the comics, he is Batman's biological son with Talia al Ghul. And he was raised by the League of Assassins, meaning he doesn't really adhere to Batman's no-killing code. So he's killed criminals in the comics before, and it's always put him at odds with Batman. So, I don't know. But I also should show off the back of the torso. I really do like the design of like the yellow with like the rectangles going along the sides, down the middle, and those lines continue in that same pattern, just no rectangles. But the utility belt continues around, and I really do like this cape. I think it's pretty cool. We did get a cape like this before in like a 2016 set, but it was like the hard, like starchy fabric type, so it's kind of nice to get one of these in the spongy material. But that is going to be it for Robin. The last figure that we get in this set is Mr. Freeze. Now, as I said in the intro of this video, Mr. Freeze is one of my favorite Batman villains. I've always just found him super compelling, and he is a villain. He does evil things sometimes, but he has a very, very personal motivation to do bad things. He is super, super desperate just to try and save his dying wife, but, you know, unfortunately that puts him at odds with Batman, and he breaks the law. But he's just a guy trying to save the one he loves the most, and honestly, I think if any of us were put in his position, we would probably do the same thing. So that's why I've always found Mr. Freeze super compelling, and he's always one of my favorite Batman villains. The Heart of Ice episode in Batman the Animated Series is one of my favorites of the entire show. So, still really cool. But this Mr. Freeze minifigure, if I'm not mistaken, is actually based off the New 52 version of Mr. Freeze, where he kind of has the sleeveless look. Still pretty cool. I like the head on this Mr. Freeze a lot, and I love how they're using the Mysterio dome piece on Mr. Freeze. I think it works for him super well, and I really like the torso. I think it's pretty cool. It has a nice, cool, like, strap design where he has, like, I don't think it's armor, but it's like his pack that he carries that, you know, it's his suit that he has to wear to survive, because he'll die if, he's kept it above 0 temperatures. I don't really like the back of this, his like armor piece too much. I think it's just kind of a little much. But I do like his brick-built freeze gun. Even though if it is a little bit bulky, I still like it. I like how they're using the whip piece to be like the cable that, you know, like the chemicals from his pack fuel his cryo gun, his freeze gun. So, still pretty awesome. As you guys could already kind of see, Mr. Freeze doesn't have a, like an alternate facial expression, but he does have, like, that metal strap continuing from his goggles. So that is pretty cool. And, he's out of frame. But, you know, it's still really cool. And, Mr. Freeze is honestly, He might be one of my favorite I think he's probably my favorite figure in the set, believe it or not. I don't know. I've always loved Mr. Freeze, so I don't know. That is going to be it for all the minifigures, so let's get into the set itself. Getting into the set, we have two vehicles. We have a little snowmobile for Mr. Freeze, and then we have a Batcycle with two seats for Batman and Robin, respectively. But let's start with the smaller of the two vehicles, and that is Mr. Freeze's little snowmobile here. Still pretty cool. I like the use of these, I don't even know what these pieces are called, but they're used as like exhaust pieces. You know, like if you've ever seen like a snowblower or something, you know, like you mow over the snow with it and then it like shoots out of these little compartments to clear the snow away. Still pretty cool. I like the use of these new circular, I don't even think these are new, but I like the use of these circular pieces here. You get two of them on Mr. Freeze's snowmobile, and then you actually get a couple on the Batcycle. But you do have a little sticker control panel here, and you can actually take the Mr. Freeze figure. I'm just gonna take him out like this. You can actually leave the gun on him at all times, and this part actually is kind of hard to keep on him, so it does kind of get twisted sideways, which I hope was something Lego probably would have thought about. But you know what? It's no big deal. It's okay. But Mr. Freeze does fit on the snowmobile, I should say. I keep stuttering over my words. But you know, he can move around. You have like one of these little like inverted circular 2x2 tiles to help, you know, the gliding, and then you get these little like sled pieces right here. So that is it for the snowblower or snowmobile. And now we have the Batcycle. So the Batcycle is actually kind of big. It's a pretty beefy motorcycle if you ask me. But this thing is loaded with weapons and other little pieces for, or slots for Batman and Robin's weapons and gadgets and stuff. So take Batman here. As you guys can kind of see here on the side, I just push Batman over. You do have a little compartment to hold a Batarang. You can't have a Batman set without a Batarang. And then you actually have little clips here on the side. If you pluck this entire thing off, you can actually hold this as a gun, but Batman and Robin don't use guns, even though they have missiles and stuff in all their vehicles. There's another one of those here on this side, and then for Robin's compartment you have his katana, because that's also a weapon he uses pretty frequently. And then here in the middle, you actually have like a little stud shooter with a new like missile head piece, so that's pretty cool. And then here on the back, it just broke it off. But there is a clip piece in between the two Batcycle compartments. There's a new like grapple hook attachment, and I'm pretty sure it's new. But, you know, it's just something that you can, like, fire. I just fired it out of frame, and luckily it didn't go behind my little setup here, because that would be a real pain to get out. But something else you can do is, if you want to have Batman and Robin drive separately, you could take it apart just as easily and have two separate Batcycles. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then here in the middle, you can see there's like a little sticker piece, little control dial, and then actually each of these two slope pieces for the control panels are printed, so that's pretty nice. And you have little compartments for Batman and Robin to sit, so you can take Batman and then stick him right in here, and then you can take Robin. He requires a bit more effort because he's shorter than the average minifigure, and then you can just kind of wedge him in right there. So he does sit, and you can have both Batman and Robin driving the motorcycle. But that is going to do it for the set itself. So let's get right in to the closing of this review. Alright everybody, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I do have two more sets right now that I'm going to review, and then I'm also going to be getting the Hogwarts Clock Tower pretty soon. But as a start of this new Batman wave, I am super excited for the other three sets to come out on August 1st, and I will definitely be reviewing those when they come out. They will be coming out at Brick Fair, so it might be slightly after the convention, but you know what? I will get them out regardless. But with all that out of the way, thank you guys for watching. Follow me on all my social media platforms. Links are down in the description below. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye!